Hey there guys, it's your host from the Brett's Review Show. Now let's fire up this review. Today's review is about Skiptrace. Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville did an excellent job with this movie. The comedy was hilarious. And with that part where Jackie's singing Adele with the Mongolians was very entertaining and was actually done very well. So and the whole thing about him being a witness to Johnny's character Connor Watts being a witness to a crime and trying to take this guy Victor Wong, Jackie's character is trying to take this guy Victor Wong as the Matador, the main mastermind behind all this. And Benny wants his revenge for the death of his partner. And he's been gathering all this information about Victor Wong, all this and that and all this and that. Basically still ended up coming up with nothing and getting the chance. The girl whose daughter of his partner and he was taking care of, she made her own decision to kind of infiltrate Victor Wong's little business, and she pretty much put herself in a bad position, and she ended up getting caught towards the middle of the movie. And she actually didn't get caught till later on, but the thing is like, you see alpacas. Benny's character, Jackie's character, Benny, he likes alpacas. But it's impossible to raise alpacas in China, or Hong Kong, whatever. And so, I'm getting to that part, at least, but but then there's the whole being chased, not just by being chased by Victor Wong's men. You're also or the Matador's men, I should say. You're getting chased by a beefed up Terminator, female version of a Terminator, I guess I should say. The wrestler who portrayed that character did an excellent job. I can't remember her name. I apologize for that, but she did an excellent job. So, kudos to you. Man, the action scenes that were playing out were pretty cool. So, in all actuality, Connor, Johnny's character, was not just being chased by the Russians. He was being chased by Victor Wong's men because he witnessed Esther Yi's death, or Esther Yi's murder, and all this evidence on being on a cell phone, but then having him witness the crime and being the center of it, being drawn in the center of it, and Benny coming in to pick up Connor to take him across the border to use him as a witness to get him to testify against Victor Wong. Victor Wong ends up getting killed by the real Matador, who happens to be Jackie Chan's, Benny Chang's partner. He didn't die. The whole deception of him being dead at the start and him coming back as being the guy who killed the supposed Matador, Victor Wong, took him out of the picture, tossed his body in the ocean, and still being that bad guy, going all over the place, having all these banks connected to have all this money, have all this power, and yet still cares for his daughter. And he did go back, and when the whole final fight was going on, he was about to kill Benny, but he didn't. He went back after they found out that the ship was sinking, that place where Samantha was being held was filling up with water, And so Benny and Young, which is his partner, or the Matador, went down. And yeah, Benny's afraid of water. He can't swim. So there was a bit of situation with that, with Connor and Benny. You know, they finally, you know, coming, you know, to acceptance of it. Like, they're finally accepting each other, basically. And you end up getting some sort of backstory between each character, which is actually pretty cool, on reasons why they do the things that they do. And Benny coming to terms that he works way too hard. He fights way too hard. He lets everything slip by, and he focuses on a job more than anything. He really doesn't have a life. And it all becomes, after all of this, it all changes. So with the action and the comedy and the bit of romance that goes on, and the storytelling, the backstory, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. And that's my own personal opinion. It would be nice to see Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville doing another movie together. I think they work together pretty well. Both with the comedy and the bit of seriousness between their characters in this movie. I think seeing them in another movie would be pretty cool to see. It'd be pretty fun to see. So 9 out of 10 for this movie. And it doesn't just end with, you know, Matador basically taking himself out. You know, he letting himself drown. You know, telling his friend, or his old friend, Benny, his old partner, Benny, to take care of his daughter again. And Benny has to watch this guy die again. So you have that psychological kind of thing that messes with your mind, that a little bit, just a little bit, you know, because if you were in that position, you'd be going through the same thing. Revenge ain't always the best option to go to. So it does end on a good thing, you know. Johnny's character, Connor, he finally, you know, honor. It's about time I made a promise. I need to step up. So with the Russian deal, his Russian deal, that the Russian mob boss's daughter, you know, supposedly had a fling with him and got pregnant. Well, when it came time for the baby to be born, they found out that the baby isn't Johnny's baby. Johnny, or Connor's baby, I should say. It was the big, muscle-bound, bald, unibrow, bad guy that was standing right next to him, making sure that he couldn't get away. And then they were all pretty ticked. And the mob boss's daughter was like, "I'm sorry, Connor, for getting you involved, or mistaking you for being the father." And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Good, I'm just gonna go. Hey, baby, good on ya. Bye." So he ends up being with Samantha. Connor does. So Connor and Samantha do get together. So, and also the officer that Benny asked out towards the end before the final fight, her and Benny get together. So they basically run this whole alpaca farm together. But they had to surprise Benny with alpacas. So they blindfolded him, took him straight to his own farm, and when they got him out, they're like, alpacas. And he's so happy, so happy. And then there's like this pressure point move. You hit a certain spot in the neck, and it just knocks that person out. So Connor was been asked about it when him and Benny, finally, accepted one another and everything. He kept on asking Benny to teach him how to do it. So he did it once, not twice to Benny, or twice to Connor, I'm sorry. Twice to Connor. And the entire time, towards the end, Connor was trying to get him back. Always failed, always couldn't do it. And at the end, after revealing the alpacas and the farm and everything, Connor goes, okay, cool. Okay, me and Samantha, we're gonna go on a walk. And Benny's, I guess, girl came up to him, and they're standing to each other, and they're watching him walk away. And it's like, do you have your, and before Samantha and Connor walked out, do you have your, I still have my stun gun. Okay, cool. Did you make sure it's charged? Yes. Okay, use it. And as soon as Connor and Samantha are out of the picture, Benny turns to his wife, I guess I should say, and he goes, "Are they gone?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm sure they're gone." Oh, cool. He just out like a light. And like, Benny, are you okay? What? Are you okay? What did you do to Benny? Come on, wake up! The whole comedy part at the end was pretty funny. Overall, you got this. You only got this and you got that. You got tragedy. You've got sadness. You got this backstory that's not exactly a good or bad backstory. So, and then you got happiness. You got big comedy. You got some joking around. You got some cool fight scenes. And overall, it's a good movie to watch. So I give this movie a 9 out of 10. And yes, it's my opinion. I am your host, Brett from the Brett's Review Show. Now it's time to cool down and look forward for the next review. Peace.